Hi, I'm Eva, and I am talking to you live from the Bead and Buton Show of 2011 in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And I'm going to demo a little bit about WireKnitz. So WireKnitz is a new product that we're just bringing to the market, and it is a copper tubular knit, and it's enameled and polyurethane, so it comes in all these great colors. And what I'm going to show you today is just a brief demo on how to make a flower. And I'm going to use the 3000 gauge, which is the most structural because it is the densest wire and the tightest weave. So typically to make a flower, we're going to cut about 3 inches. And by the way, WireKnitz can be cut with scissors. I wouldn't recommend using your good fabric scissors, but you can dedicate a pair to it. It's tubular, so the first thing I'm going to do is open up the tube, and it's metal, so it kind of is very, very cooperative and forgiving. I can just massage these little folds out of it. And the first thing that we want to deal with are the raw ends. So what I do is I'm just going to roll this back and fold it. And then, you know, if I want to, I can do a double fold. For the flowers, you really don't need to because what I'm... Okay, so what we're doing is we're just work hardening the ends and at the same time creating a little ruffled edge for our flower. We'll do the same thing at the other end. And like I said, with the flower, you don't really need to do the double bend because it's not going to unravel once I've created this little ruffle into it. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to stretch this. And what I'm doing here, as I'm stretching it, the hole is getting smaller. So I'm going to go around a couple of times and just keep stretching until I get that hole just as small as I can. And the knit nature of the product allows me to do that. And then when I get that hole just as small as I can, I'm going to start doing a little sideways twist in the center. And you can kind of see where this is going to go. The hole is going to eventually close up totally. So first time around, I'm just doing these little twists, and then the second time around, I'm going to get just a little bit more aggressive and do a little bit of a more serious twist so that I can get that hole closed up. So there, I've closed the hole. I've got a little bit of an extra piece of wire here. I'm just going to cut it off, but there's my flower. I can play with this. I can make it a little bit more three-dimensional by bringing these ruffles up. Thank you. Oops, let's get rid of this little messy wire here. And there you go, you've got a flower. And so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to attach it to a cuff. I'm going to create a little cuff. We've got some pieces of the 3000 wire knit that have been cut, and so I'm just going to use this little lavender piece and I'm going to make a little cuff, and again we're going to open it up and, you know, just kind of fold these raw edges in. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to, instead of making this a one-size-fits-all, I'm going to add a snap setter. So I'm going to cut it, and we've got this great little gadget that's called a snap setter. And what you want to do is when you're snapping, when you're installing the snaps, you want to reinforce a little bit. So either with a fabric or a ribbon or something like that. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to give it a little fold so that I can attach my snap to 3 layers of the WireKnitz. And I'm going to use this nice purple snap. I'm going to lay this down like so. This has prongs that are coming up, so that holds the WireKnitz in place. Then we're going to put the second piece on and make sure that it didn't move. Nope, it's in place. And then we're going to put the next piece of the snap setter. This has a long side and a short side, so I want to put the long side down because that is where is going to catch the prongs. Then we're going to put the top piece on and give it a couple of good whacks. And I've got 1/2 of my snap setter installed. So let's do the other side. The same way, we're going to bend it back like this. We're going to start with the prong portion here. And I always have to double check and make sure that I'm installing it right side up. So the prong goes there. And now I'm going to go back to my 16 base and put that down in there. We're going to put this middle section on again. And the actual snap portion, which has a little sticky outy part, very technical term, that goes up. again, put the top on and smack it. And now we have a functional cuff. And the great thing about WireKnitz is it can be very easily sized just by pulling it out. So if this is a little too tight on your wrist, it can be stretched. But what I want to do as a final little demo is install this flower onto my cuff. And I'm going to use the snap setter again to do that. So let's get the 18 base. I'm using an 18 snap. Let's get a pretty color here. How about blue? So I'm going to put the 18 base, then I'm going to put the flower on, then I'm going to put my cuff on. A lot of layers.
Do you want the flower the other direction?
Flower the other direction.
Upside down?
Yes, I do. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And okay, then the cuff. Kind of generally center it on there. And then the middle piece. If I forget anything else, just tell me. And then this piece long side down. Now I've got a couple of layers in here, so I got to make sure that I whack this really good so that those prongs connect. And yes, I have connected and created a flower. Oh yes, we want to fluff it up a little bit. So, you know, make your flower a little bit three-dimensional by pulling it up, adding a little bit more bends into it, ruffling it.
That is neat. What is that called?
It's an iPad.
Never seen it.
And this is a great make and take project for any of you that have bead shops and you want to carry this product in your shop. You saw how quickly I did this. This is a great fun project. The kids love this, and it's a very showy piece. Easy to wear, easy to create. So thank you so much from Bead and Buton 2011.